Streets. YouTube. What's going down, people? You know who this is. It's your boy SLCO Jizzle, aka Prince of the North OG, aka Big Street Life, aka the North Face. And I'm back up in this bitch with another one when they thought there was gonna be no other one. You heard me? Stop playing, man. Today, what we got on the roster? Today, we got the RTM podcast show on the roster, people. And we got every YouTuber, every podcast, and a whole bunch more going mad about the RTM podcast show. What is the infatuation with the RTM podcast show? A lot of people are upset that the RTM podcast show is the biggest podcast in the UK. A lot of podcasters had to stop podcasting. A lot of people are commenting and infatuated with everything that's going on the RTM podcast show. They're basing their whole YouTube around the RTM podcast. You got everyone trying to get in on the RTM podcast algorithm. You're trying to attach yourself to the RTM podcast in any kind of way that you can, because without attaching yourself to the RTM podcast show, there's nothing for you to talk about, and there's no one talking about what you got going on, and there's no light on a whole load of people's situation. So they're trying to attach themselves to the RTM podcast show, and they're infatuated with it. But with all this infatuation, with all this slander, with all this trolling, with all this madness that's going on, not one person who's talking, not one person who's got their own platform is generating nowhere near the revenue that is being generated at the RTM podcast show. Let's start there. All this laughing, all this talking, all this slander, all this madness, attaching themselves to the RTM podcast show, but no one is making nowhere near anything with the RTM podcast show. They want to know who's getting paid, who's staying, who's leaving, what's this person wearing, what. I can't believe what I'm seeing, and I can't believe what's going on the net. Everything that's got on the RTM podcast show is cat. I'm going to let you lot in on a secret. I'm going to let you lot in on some information. Everything you see on the RTM podcast show is strategic and is designed for you to have a laugh and you to go back and say madness so the RTM podcast show can grow. I'm going to let you in a secret that you don't know. Everything you're seeing on the RTM podcast show is designed for you to go back, have a laugh, say madness, and as soon as the madness is said, they're laughing and they can't believe they got you to buy into madness. Down to the shoes, down to the clothes, after the clothes choice, everything is down pat, a design to get you to have a laugh and to say something so you can grow the show. And SP can laugh all the way to SP's laughing all the way to the bank. SP's laughing all the way to the bank, and everyone's thinking that they're laughing and they're having a troll and they're talking about this and talking about that. Like everyone that's talking, no one is generating nowhere near And SP is not going to come out and say this. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just going to say it for him. You get what I'm saying? No one is generating nowhere near what has been generated on the RTM podcast show. Everyone's having their laugh, but who's going to have the last laugh? If FP wanted to today, he can give Chronik 50 racks just to go and blow on trainers, all the drip that you want to see. Cause I heard people talking about drip and it's not drippy and it's looking like how it's looking like. If FP wanted to give Chronik 50 racks today just to go and blow on the biggest drip, just so we could come there and sit there and you could see it and you can say that it's drippy now, he could do that today and that would be nothing to him. Yeah.